Good evening, everyone. I want to start with a simple question. What's stopping you? Really, what's stopping you from becoming the person you know you're capable of being? Is it time? Is it resources? Is it talent? Or is it something else entirely, something we've all become masters at crafting? Excuses. Steve Jobs once said something that cuts through all the noise. He said, deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. Think about that for a moment. In a world that celebrates hustle, that glorifies being busy, Jobs reminded us that focus isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. And the only thing standing between you and that focus is the excuse you keep telling yourself. Let me be honest with you. We live in the age of distraction. We've got notifications pinging every 5 seconds, social media feeding us everyone else's highlight reels, and 1,000 different voices telling us what we should be doing, who we should be, and how we're falling short. And somewhere in all that chaos, we've learned to be brilliant excuse makers. We've turned it into an art form. I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready yet. I don't have the right connections. The timing isn't perfect. I'm too young. I'm too old. I don't have enough experience. I don't have a degree from the right school. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth. Excuses are the nails we use to build a house of failure. And the most dangerous part? They feel safe. They feel reasonable. They feel justified. Because when we make an excuse, we're letting ourselves off the hook. We're protecting our ego from the possibility of failure. But here's what we forget. Every time we make an excuse, we're also closing the door on possibility. Steve Jobs dropped out of college. He got fired from his own company. He faced rejection, criticism, and failure at every turn, but he never let those circumstances become excuses. Instead, he let them become fuel. He understood something profound. Your circumstances don't define you. Your response to them does. I want you to think about someone you admire. Anyone. An entrepreneur, an artist, an athlete, a leader. Now, I guarantee you that person has faced obstacles that would make your current challenges look like speed bumps. The difference isn't that they had it easier. The difference is that they refused to let their obstacles become their identity. They chose focus over fear, action over excuses. You see, focus is a superpower in a world of distraction. When everyone around you is scattered, dabbling in everything and mastering nothing, the person who can focus becomes unstoppable. But focus requires sacrifice. It requires saying no to good things so you can say yes to great things. It requires disappointing people sometimes. It requires being misunderstood. And most of all, it requires killing your excuses before they kill your dreams. Let's talk about what real focus looks like. It's not motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation is that feeling you get at 2 a.m. when you're watching inspirational videos on YouTube, promising yourself you'll change your life starting tomorrow. But when tomorrow comes and your alarm goes off at 6 a.m., motivation is nowhere to be found. Focus is different. Focus is discipline. Focus is showing up even when you don't feel like it. Focus is doing the work when nobody's watching. Focus is choosing the hard right over the easy wrong, day after day after day, until those choices compound into something extraordinary. Steve Jobs was obsessed with simplicity. When he returned to Apple in 1997, the company was making dozens of products and failing at all of them. You know what Jobs did? He cut the product line down to just 4. 4 products. Everyone thought he was crazy. But that singular focus saved Apple and eventually made it the most valuable company in the world. What would happen if you applied that same ruthless focus to your life? What if you stopped trying to do everything and started doing the one thing that actually matters? What if you stopped spreading yourself thin and started going deep on your craft, your purpose, your mission? I know what some of you are thinking, but I have responsibilities. I have bills to pay. I have people depending on me. I can't just focus on my dreams.
And you're right. This isn't about being reckless. This isn't about quitting your job tomorrow and hoping for the best. This is about eliminating the mental excuses that keep you from taking the first step, the second step, the 100th step. Because here's the thing, you don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need ideal circumstances. You just need to start. You need to take imperfect action. You need to be willing to be bad at something before you can be good at it. Think about it. Every master was once a beginner. Every success story started with someone who had no idea what they were doing, but refused to let that be an excuse. They learned by doing. They failed forward. They stumbled, fell, got back up, and kept moving. The problem is we've been conditioned to wait for permission, to wait for the right moment, to wait until we feel ready. But here's a secret. You will never feel ready. You will never feel like you have enough. There will always be another course to take, another skill to learn, another certification to earn. And while you're waiting to feel ready, life is passing you by. Jobs said, "Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life." How much of your time are you wasting living up to other people's expectations? How much energy are you spending on things that don't align with who you really are and what you really want? How many excuses are you making to avoid the discomfort of being authentic?
Let me tell you something about discomfort. Growth lives in discomfort. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you're choosing to stay exactly where you are. And staying where you are might feel safe, but it's the most dangerous place you can be. Because time doesn't stop. The world doesn't wait. And one day you'll wake up and realize that all those excuses you made weren't protecting you. They were imprisoning you. So what do? How do you break free? First, get brutally honest with yourself. Write down every excuse you've been making, every reason why you can't, why it won't work, why now isn't the right time. Get it all out on paper. And then, next to each excuse, write down the truth. Because behind every excuse is a fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. Name those fears, look them in the eye, because once you see them for what they are, they lose their power over you. Second, make a decision. Not a wish, not a goal, a decision. There's a difference. A wish is, I hope things work out. A goal is, I want to achieve this someday. A decision is, I'm doing this no matter what. I'm cutting off all other options. This is happening. When you truly decide, excuses become irrelevant. When you truly decide, you find a way instead of finding a reason why not. Third, take action immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now. Make a phone call, send an email, write the first paragraph, record the first video, create something, do something, anything. Because action creates momentum, and momentum destroys excuses. And fourth, focus relentlessly. Cut out the noise, unfollow the accounts that make you feel inadequate, turn off the notifications, create space for deep work. Protect your time like it's the most valuable resource you have, because it is. Every hour you spend scrolling is an hour you'll never get back. Every day you waste making excuses is a day you could have spent building your future. Steve Jobs once stood in front of a graduating class and told them, stay hungry, stay foolish. You know what that means? It means never be satisfied with mediocrity. Never let success make you complacent. Never let failure make you quit. Stay hungry for growth. Stay foolish enough to believe that you can do the impossible. Because here's the final truth I want to leave you with. You are capable of so much more than you think. You have gifts the world needs. You have potential that's waiting to be unleashed. But potential means nothing without action. Talent means nothing without work. Dreams mean nothing without execution. The graveyard is the richest place on earth. It's full of unwritten books, unstarted businesses, unspoken words of love, and unrealized dreams, all because someone kept making excuses instead of making moves. Don't let that be you. Don't let your excuses be louder than your ambition. Don't let fear be stronger than your faith in yourself. Don't let comfort be more appealing than your calling. You have one life, one shot, one opportunity to make your mark on this world. And every single day you wake up, you have a choice. You can make excuses or you can make progress. You can focus on why it won't work, or you can focus on making it work. You can wait for the perfect moment, or you can realize that this moment, right now, is as perfect as it's ever going to be. Steve Jobs didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He didn't let his lack of formal education, his setbacks, or his critics stop him. He focused on his vision with such intensity that he bent reality to his will. He changed how we communicate, how we listen to music, how we use technology. He left a dent in the universe. And you know what? You can too. Not because you're special, not because you're lucky, but because you're willing to let go of your excuses and grab hold of your focus. So tonight, when you leave here, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. No more excuses, no more I'll try, no more maybe someday. Just focus, just action, just unwavering commitment to becoming the person you know you can be. Because the world doesn't need more excuses. It needs more people who are willing to focus, to work, to create, to lead, to inspire. It needs you at your best, not your comfortable, not your convenient, your best. Stop making excuses. Start making history. Thank you.